Hello, everybody. Is the next installment of USA Swimming's ABCs of Mental Training, courtesy of sports psychologist Amy Kimball, where I'm going to cover C and D. C is for confidence. Many people think the only way to be confident is to be successful. While it is easier to believe in your abilities when you have proven success, it is not the only way to feel a sense of confidence. Confidence is a choice. It comes from choosing to focus on your strengths and knowing that you are good. It comes from choosing to be positive with yourself. It comes from focusing on what you need to do to swim well rather than uncontrollable situational factors. Most importantly, confidence comes when you're not worrying about being the best, but when you are focusing on being your best. How can I create confidence? The first step in creating confidence is preparation. If you fully engage physically and mentally in practice, you feel more prepared when competing. Focused practices allow you to trust that you did everything you could to enable yourself to perform your best. Second, it is important to act confidently. Our mind reacts to what our body does. If your head is down, your muscles are tense, your shoulders are hunched, your mind will sense your self-doubt. So always make sure your body language and your communication with yourself and others portrays confidence. Even when you don't feel confident, act and think confidently. Finally, realize you don't need other people to tell you you are good. Many athletes wait for coaches to tell them they are swimming well in order to believe in themselves. You may want others to tell you that you are good, but it's not something you need. You already know when you swim well. Hearing it from others is just icing on the cake. That covers C. Now we're going to go to D. This one is a little bit longer, so bear with me here. But D, of course, is for dedication. For many swimmers, their sport is more than just a hobby. It's more than just something they do to get fresh air, meet people, and get some exercise. There is nothing wrong if you just swim for fun, but if you treat sport as a hobby, it's hard for you to expect to swim your best. Anyone looking to perform to their potential needs to be dedicated to their sport. This article is for team leaders and individuals who want to take their performance and performance of those around them to the next level. Getting on the same page. Athletes participate in a sport for many different reasons. While individuals' rationale for competing might differ, in order to be successful, the whole team needs to be working towards the same goals. The first way to develop more committed athletes is to make sure they are all on the same page with what the team is trying to accomplish. Open and honest communication about team goals and about each individual's contribution to the team mission is essential. At the start of each season, the team should discuss the answers to the following questions. What do we strive to accomplish? How do we accomplish this? What drives us better? How does our motivation help us to reach our goals? What do you enjoy about swimming? How can we find balance between your enjoyment and what the team is trying to accomplish? From this discussion, you can create a team motto, and before each practice, huddle as a team and say your motto to remind the team what they are working towards and what everyone has committed to. When members of a team have a shared goal, they will begin to demonstrate a greater dedication to their sport and team. So something that we've done this past year is we've come up with a One Nova motto. And a lot of you all will see that hashtag OneNova on our Instagram accounts, on our Facebook accounts. So that's something we've come up with, kind of bringing everybody together as one unit and being unified, not only as a team, but out there in the community as well. Dedication starts with motivation. Ultimately, individual dedication hinges on individual motivation. The athletes who often demonstrate the most dedication are those who love the sport and work to see themselves improve. Getting athletes to focus on becoming their best can be difficult, but when leaders build a culture emphasizing pride in effort and daily improvement, team members become more dedicated to what they do in both practice and competition. By having athletes state goals for each practice and by rewarding the process of achieving those goals, athletes will take to heart the importance of individual improvement. This increases their sense of intrinsic motivation, which will then enhance their dedication to the team. The intrinsic motivation I covered in a talk not too long ago, a couple weeks ago. You can see here on our YouTube channel. Also, Coach Mike covered motivation as well. Check those out. Know your purpose. Another important aspect of dedication is sense of purpose. Athletes want to know that they are contributing something to their team. For athletes whose talent may not be as great as their effort, it can be hard to feel like they are important to those around them. Thus, team leaders need to be cognizant of each swimmer's strengths and make a point of consistently acknowledging and thanking them for their contributions. Whether it's their physical ability or their support of their teammates, individuals want to know what they contribute is meaningful, and when they discover their purpose, they will further dedicate themselves to bettering the team through their identified strengths. What if I won't dedicate 100%? Knowing how to be fully dedicated to something is a very important life skill to have. If you don't ever learn what it means to give 100%, how will you know if you can be successful outside of swimming? There are many reasons why athletes do not fully commit to their sport. Some are completely understandable, involvement in other activities, for example, while others need to be overcome, like laziness, don't want to make the sacrifices. Some athletes are at a stage where they just swim for fun rather than competition, so giving 100% to swimming isn't important to them. Whatever your current reason for not being fully dedicated, make sure you are still maximizing your commitment level given varying priorities. What I mean is, if you sign up for a swim team, know what is required and maintain that commitment. If you are not willing to put forth the effort that the team requires, there might be a better team for you because you are likely to end up unhappy if you are on a highly competitive team, but you aren't a highly competitive person. And that kind of goes with practice groups as well. We have an amazing opportunity at Nova where we have a lot of practice groups that kind of cover different types of motivated swimmers and dedicated swimmers. Let's see, where was I here? If you find a team that matches your motivation, you will most likely enjoy the sport more and be able to match your dedication level to that of your teammates. I caution you not to sell yourself short. Some people don't want to be on a competitive team because they don't believe the extreme swimmers, quote unquote, can have any fun. However, the majority of people who give 100% love the sport and find most of it enjoyable. They find the fun in knowing they are getting better, pride in the hard work they put in, and excitement in beating someone new or in getting a personal a PR in a race. Levels of dedication. No dedication. Showing up at practice when I feel like it. Minimum dedication. Showing up to the mandatory practices. Moderate dedication. Working hard at mandatory practices and some optional practices. High dedication. Working hard at all available practices and doing a bit extra outside of the pool. Total dedication. Working hard at all available practices and doing everything you can outside of the pool. Mental training, nutrition, flexibility, strength and flexibility training, actually. If right now you are moderately dedicated to your sport but really want to become a better swimmer, you do not have to totally dedicate yourself to swimming and make your life revolve around it. In order to see some improvement, you just have to do a little bit more than you are now, maybe. Maybe you don't have to have time for extra training, but you may be able to read the latest articles through the internet or in the Splash magazine, different articles throughout the internet. Go to USA Swimming, find some stuff. You maybe watch an instructional video on YouTube. To become the best swimmer you can be and truly reach your potential, you do need higher levels of dedication, which include out-of-pool activities. Ultimately, you have to choose your own dedication level, which should be based on your ultimate goals and willingness to make sacrifices. Olympic dreams require more than moderate dedication, while participating on a high school team may not. It's up to you whether you want to see how good you can be, but your potential in the pool can only be met through consistent dedication. Dedicating yourself to a sport is about working to accomplish something and putting in the effort necessary to meet the challenge. It is much more disappointing to finish a race with a less than ideal time and think to yourself, if only I did a little more, than to finish and say, I gave it all I had. Dedication decoded. Someone once told me that dedication is when you are bent over, drenched in sweat, just about to pass out, and then you smile. I think there's some truth to that idea, that dedication is about pushing your limits and still enjoying the process. If you can get yourself and your team to do that, you know they have dedication necessary to succeed. That's it. That covers C and D. Hopefully next week I'll have some time to cover the next two letters, E and F. Wonder what those are. Hey, take care. Y'all have a great day. And I hope this helps some of you out there.